UFC 319 going down from the United Center in Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois.
In Chirac.
Going down in the heart of Chirac, man.
Insert the Kanye West music.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man. CM Punk's going to be there. I'm sure he'll be in attendance for this
Cult of personality.
Cult of personality, man. And you talk about a guy with cult of personality. You're talking about Khamzat Chimaev. You're talking about a guy who is 31 years young and after 5 years of hype, finally fighting for the UFC undisputed title, man. Wow. Look.
What a reward.
It's a long run.
What a reward as a fan
that's
been there since... Because, I mean, we've been there. Dude, we were there from... This was a pinnacle point in our podcasting fan career, dude.
Yeah, the run of 2020, the 2020 run for Khamzat Chimaev was one of the most fun times to be involved in the sport because you're watching.
No, fuck that, dude. The whole Chimaev saga in 170.
I would agree with that.
Even the first 185 fight, man.
Fine, but I will say what I was going to say was just that 2020 run where he fought like 3 times in the span of like 100 days, less than that. Actually, it was like 80 days, and he won all of them by first round stoppages. You're watching a guy like, okay, this guy's fucking special. And it's not often where you watch a guy in their first 2-3 fights and you're like, okay, this guy is very special. Fighting unranked guys, let me also say. As we see guys come in and like fight their way to the title in 3 fights. It gets happened like Yuri did it, but he came in, had the KSW background, so on and so forth. But in the case of Chimaev, you know, he had a couple fights at Brave CF, like he beat a young Ikram, you know what I mean? Like but he didn't have that resume. But like you said, he goes from there and then he dealt with all the COVID shit. He comes back, and it's like he was never even gone. He dominated the Leech. He beat Gilbert Burns. You remember, but he had the weight shit with Kevin Holland, and then he had these moments where it's like, okay, finally we're getting to a point where you're going to fight for the belt, or maybe we're going to get to a point where you can be this future star, not future, the present star for the UFC. And then he'll kind of falter. Things won't really go according to the plan. He had the close fight with Kamaru. He missed weight against Nate Diaz. He's had multiple fight cancellations. But last October, against Robert the Reaper Whittaker, he finally showed that, you know what, I am that guy, pal. Submitted him in the first round, got the title shot, 14-0, and barely been hit. But if there's a man who can just fuck up the equation, if there's a guy who can go in there, it would be Donkey Kong. It would be Dricus du Plessis. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, this guy goes in there like a wild man. Dude, I've seen, fights on the street of Kansas City that resemble a DDP fight, bro. Like that. He's a one of one. He's a wild man. Go ahead.
I need to ask, do you believe that the Chimaev hype is still there?
I think it's died down a bit because I remember when he fought Gilbert Burns and they gave him the treatment of like a star, dude. He was like the third fight down and he was the main event, bro. Like he was genuinely that guy. But so I think his hype is died down a little bit. But here's the thing: you win this fight and you do it in dominant fashion, it's like it's all back. Because let's be honest here, they're gonna have a crazy press conference. You know they are.
Because look, I was looking at it. I checked it out before, like as you were speaking to me. The embedded episode is at 23 hours of release time right now. It has 600,000 views. That's some of the best in recent time. I think all of them kind of end up near there, but yeah, I think it's actually slightly on the higher end.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Like, I generally think if he goes out there, and going into this, and we'll talk about this after we preview the card, but going into this Paramount era, there isn't a clear star for the UFC. They have a couple of guys on the rise. Like, for example, like Ilya is a 2-weight champion, but I don't think he's established as a star in the way that he should be yet. And I think that applies for Khamzat Chimaev as well. But I think if he goes out there, and presumably they're going to have a crazy press conference, they're going to get somebody's getting shoved at the weigh-in. They're going to hype this up very, very well this week. And I think if Khamzat Chimaev wins, he's going to get all that hype back. And I think he's going to be a huge star. Now, granted, there are rumors. Who was it? Was it Kyle Baraglio that said he was going to retire? I can't remember who it was, but there was a rumor from a top fighter recently.
I think Kyle said something along the lines of that. Like if he won, he would probably retire.
Yeah, which with all the health issues, he famously dealing with some stuff.
Well, I think I mean that's all shut down now. We had Chimaev come out in an interview with Brett Okamoto, who pretty much blew all of that away. He's like, dude, I could fight at 170 now.
Dude, I mean, yeah, that's true, but come on, bro. Like, dude, men lie, women lie, children lie, but nobody lies more than a UFC fighter.
No, and you're not wrong, but I don't think he'd retire after winning this belt. I think he'd at least fight.
I agree with you. I definitely agree. I'm just saying at the overall point. I could see it happening, but
I don't know. I gotta disagree for you,
Yeah.
whoever wants on this one. I think he's gonna stick around. How long? I don't know.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna retire. To be clear, I'm just saying, like, could I see it happening? Could the fourth dimension happen? Where
I
the
mean,
impossible
yeah.
happens? Yeah,
And then on top, but then he also said he needed money, which is like, okay.
I know. Shit, hey man, don't we all? Shit, don't we all?
I mean, I get it, brother.
Yeah, I get it. But you know what, man? Speaking of money, Khamzat Chimaev, a minus 225 betting favorite, according to our friends over at BetMGM. Plus 185 coming back DDP.
When was the last time there was a situation like this where the champ was the underdog in the?
I mean, I feel like we've had champions be the underdog a fair bit this year. I'd have to look. I'd have to like go back and look.
This year specifically?
Yeah, because man, I bet I could tell you off the top of my head actually if I could pull it up real quickly. What were the main events this year? So
Poetan Ankalaev.
Yeah, Poetan Ankalaev.
I think that was even though, wasn't it?
I think so. 317, there was no present champion. 316, I know Merab was the favorite. 315, actually, I don't know. Maybe Bilal Muhammad?
I think he might have been the favorite though, right? Close line.
This is the problem, is we got to go back and we can pull up the best fight odds history.
Thank God.
So below mine closes a minus 180. Okay, so there's that. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I swear there was a champion who was an underdog this year. But I guess not. No champion at 314.
That's what I'm saying in recent time.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. There's not been one this year.
Would you have to go to maybe last year?
You probably have to go to last year. You probably have to go to Sean O'Malley. Did he close as a favorite against Merab?
No, I don't think so.
For the first time, though.
That's a good question.
Because I know the second time he was the dog. If you're talking first time, that would have been the Sphere card. Yeah, but I mean, it was the closest of lines. He was a plus 100. Merab was a plus 105.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to.
So he was basically like a barely a favorite. Okay. Yeah, you'd have to go back quite a bit. Was it 305? Would it be DDP? Would it be DDP again? That would make a lot of sense though against Izzy. That'd be very, very funny.
I'm trying to look this up.
History. No, he was a favorite against Izzy as well. Now, granted, Izzy opened as a favorite.
Here we go. It was Grosso Shev was a heavy underdog.
Okay.
March 4th of 2023.
Okay. There we go then. That's interesting.
Another one was, what was it? Strickland was a 7-1 going into his middleweight title defense against Israel Adesanya.
He won the belt from Izzy though.
Or he won the belt from Izzy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean it's there is not a lot of times whenever.
That's what I'm saying. Like you kind of had to. Well, he won it from Izzy, so yeah, no. So yeah, it had to.
So yeah, we'd have to go back even further then. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean that's why I brought it up. That's the fact that we can't even find it quick goes to show it's been a minute, or we might just be missing one in here. But
yeah, I'm looking at these as best I can. I can't find anything. So yeah, we have to go back quite a while.
I'm gonna have to go home actually and see if I can find it in my free time.
It might be Ilya Taporia. Ilya against Volk.
No way.
I bet Ilya was the favorite. How much do you bet?
No. Yeah. You're probably right.
Ilya closed as a. They have a line for a future fight between them, but they don't have the. Why are you fucking me like this, guys? What's up with this?
Here, I can get the line that they had on Tapology.
Yeah, because I bet you Ilya closed the favorite. I bet we'd have to go all the way back to that. But
let's see what we get here. Volk. Plus 115, near even.
Okay. So
even then,
yeah, I mean, basically every time it's been even.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like it was like I can't think of one that was decisive. I am gonna go home and look into this though.
Yeah, nonetheless though, this fight, man, and it also but let's be clear here. It also I think shows respect to DDP, the fact that he's only a 2-1 underdog. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy on paper, but if you look up Khamzat Chimaev's like his resume. Here's what his previous fights look like. Okay, he's a minus 180 actually according to the overall line. If you combine all the betting lines together, he's a minus 180. Khamzat Chimaev against let me go back. Leon Edwards, they never fought, but he was a minus 275. Robert Whittaker, he closed at minus 225. Against Kamaru Usman, he was a minus 170. Against Kevin Holland, he was a minus 600. Gilbert Burns, minus 500. Like, he's historically been a 5 to 6 to 1 favorite in these fights. He's less than a 2 to 1 now. This fight has the potential to be insane, but Angel, I'm just going to hand you the baton. Who do you think leaves Chicago, Illinois?
Give me the movie, man. Give me the movie ending. Give me Chimaev, God damn it. I think he could get it done. Apparently his cardio is insane right now. I want to see what the fuck happens. I have people complaining about Chimaev winning for top. Let's find out the hard way. Let's see if it is an issue.
Yeah. I would love to go against you, but I just can't. I think, here's the thing. DDP has proved me wrong many times. And I famously, and I'll admit it, I'll eat the crow. I thought Izzy was going to beat him. I thought the first time around, I'm pretty sure I picked Sean Strickland. I know I picked DDP in the rematch, but still. I've never been a big believer in DDP, but he's won me over. I respect the talent. At 31 years old, still is the greatest middleweight on the planet. 23-2, the resume is incredible. But I think sometimes you run up against a guy who he's not going to lose. And I genuinely think Khamzat Chimaev, with his grappling, the way he went through Robert Whittaker, it shows the levels, especially whenever you saw Robert Whittaker fight RDR, a guy who's also on the rise, a great grappler, running through dudes, and he just couldn't get him in the same way. Khamzat Chimaev got him, and he got him with ease. We've seen him struggle, but the only time we've seen Chimaev really struggle was against Kamaru Usman. I understand the Gilbert Burns fight was close for like a round, but I largely thought that even though they brawled, I thought he still got the better of him. I just can't pick against a guy, man. I think the grappling is incredible, and I think there is a world where he just dominates him for the first 2 rounds, and then DDP comes roaring back. Like I saw, Luke Thomas compared to Hendo Shogun. I think we could get that, and in the best outcome of this fight, we get that. But I think Chimaev is more likely to just run through him, man. I think the grappling is incredible. I think he's going to stay on him like he's just glue, and I don't think he's not going to play with his food. There's some guys who play with their food historically. Funnily enough, the Dagestanis, I think Habib's kind of done it. Islam's kind of done it in the past, but that's not Chimaev's style. He's going to get you down. He's going to look for the neck. He's going to look for whatever he can to get you out of there. So, and new, I think, 15-0, Khamzat Chimaev on Saturday night.
Like same age, damn near the same height, basically the same reach, kind of wild.
Yeah. And look, if there's a guy who's wild enough and insane enough to win, he would beat Dricus du Plessis. I'm really trying to be fair here and not warn people away. Like he's very much a live dog in this fight. So,
there's some value there.
Agreed. I'll move down because, man, this co-main, Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico. I mean, featherweight's in a weird spot. So could the winner get a title shot here? I think so, especially with all the mystery right now. Because all the mystery, it seemed like, okay,
I think it depends.
Evloev was going to get the shot, but then like he's been dealing with some stuff. Like he was supposed to be a man to fight Pico. I mean, or do we really want to run Yair Rodriguez again? Diego Lopez is booked. Like, there's not a lot of options.
Well, no, Diego is booked now against Gene Silva. I think
that's what I'm saying. Like most of the top guys are either booked or they don't make sense for Volk. So could Lerone Murphy, ranked number 6, get the shot if he wins? And Aaron Pico, presumably if he wins, he'll be in the top 5.
Well, look, there's a clear opponent for Volk in the last game.
Who is it?
His name is Mozar Evloev.
I agree with you, but the UFC just fucking hates that guy for whatever reason.
No. But if they
and also he's really supposed to fight Aaron Pico and then pulled out, so I don't really know what's going on with him.
I mean, it's not like Pico's gonna be able to do a quicker turnaround enough for Volk.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm just saying. There's a lot of stakes here.
Unless he like sells himself insanely well in this fight and like has the most demonic call out of all time on the mic,
he could.
Which I mean, he could, but I don't think that'll happen.
I agree. But to be fair here, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of stakes involved in this fight. According to the current line from our friends over at BetMGM, Aaron Pico, a minus 185, Lerone Murphy, a plus 150 for the guy who's, the more seasoned guy, man. Undefeated, 16-0, multiple UFC vets on there. Edson Barboza, Josh Emmett, Danny Ige. And Aaron Pico, though, kind of, we see the upside there. 28 years old. And does he have all the wins at a 13-4 record? Not really. But you've seen since 2020, he's running through these guys. The only loss coming by injury to former UFC veteran Jeremy Kennedy. He's beaten some other good names. Pedro Carvalho is good. He dominated him. Henry Corrales is good. He beat him as well inside of one round. Angel, I'm going to ask you, man, do you think Aaron Pico can get the job done here? They're giving him a huge opportunity. They've hyped him up. They're giving him those fan Q&As. You know what I mean? They're pushing him a lot. Do you think he can get the job done?
Yes, but I'm very hesitant.
Yeah.
It's an opponent change. It's a completely different fight. Lerone Murphy, like I mentioned when we previously talked about this, about the opponent change, he's more than comfortable just winning the fight. Yeah. He's more than comfortable doing just what he needs to win the fight. He's more than comfortable just being a touch and go guy and that being his fight. He doesn't necessarily look for the finish. I mean, if he like stumbles upon it, ends up in the right position, things just work out, lots line up, it's there. But he's going to seek it out? More likely not now. Yeah. But if it's there, he will get it. So I could just, and it's 3 rounds too. So I think that benefits a guy like Lerone Murphy, who is willing to just, hey, all I need is 2 rounds. Play it safe in the 3rd. I'm there, man. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see how Pico comes out. If he comes out hot, comes forward. Maybe I'm curious to see if he takes this fight down to the ground instantly, or if he tries to play the stand-up game for a bit and see if he could take on Lerone Murphy head first, which I feel like that's going to be the difficult part. Getting to Lerone Murphy, making contact, crashing the car. That's where the real difficulty comes in. And on top of that, this guy, like I said, coming in on short notice, flying in from London, didn't have a full camp for this, and just having to just show up and perform. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on his end too, especially 16-0 undefeated record, fighting a new kid on the block who has no number next to his name, and the only value he brings is potentially a name. Yeah, potentially a name. I'm saying potentially because we don't know. I don't know exactly. We still don't know what value he has to the UFC.
Exactly. In the case of Lerone Murphy, I'm going to say this: he's the underdog, but underestimate him at your own peril. This is a guy that he's been in a lot of Apex fights. He's been in a lot of situations where he's never really given the fans a lot, or as much as he probably should have in terms of trying to appeal himself. But at the same time, though, in the cage, he's a problem, man. Like he's not very big for the division, but he's 5'9". He's a decent reach, like 74 inches. He's gonna be the taller and have a longer reach in here. He's hard to hit on the feet. He's very much stick and move. And I gotta be honest with you, man. I did not like this match. I like the fight because I think if somebody could draw out like an entertaining fight out of Lerone Murphy, it'd probably be Aaron Pico. Because that guy's all action. He moves forward, heavy hands, has no problem ragdolling dudes in the wrestling. So I think it's going to be a struggle, especially early. But I think down the stretch, Lerone Murphy's gone 5 rounds. He's the taller guy, longer guy. It's going to be tough for Aaron Pico to get on the inside with him. And I actually think Lerone Murphy's going to get the job done, probably by unanimous decision. He has more experience at the top level. He's been able to go the 5. And he's tough to hit, man. What's your official prediction for this fight?
I got Pico, but I 100% agree with what you said. Like I think your take is very good, very solid. I'm just hoping that Pico can do something here because I do want to see one of these young Bellator guys succeed, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm rooting for Aaron Pico, but I do think getting some fresh blood would be much needed at featherweight right now. And I guess Lerone Murphy is too, but he's been around for he's 34 years old. Like,
there's this kind of a I'm not going to say it's make or break, but him losing this is not a good thing for him. This will actually.
I mean, if he loses this one, I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking cut him. I mean,
not cut him, but they might they might kind of not necessarily shelf him, but maybe not look forward to push him in the rankings anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm exaggerating. I don't think they're actually going to cut him, but I mean, dude, I mean, he's the Apex guy. He's the Apex guy. He's the London guy that they throw him on the prelims. Like, they really don't want to push him that hard. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't, and it's not hard to blame because he's not a huge talker and he doesn't really put on super entertaining fights. Like, he still has one UFC finish in his entire career, and that was against Makwan Amirkhani, who is really struggling at the time.
I mean, I mean, let's be honest though. A win here is more important for Lerone Murphy than it is for. I mean, it is very important for Pico. Yeah. It's very important. But I think for Lerone Murphy, it's much more of a setback if he loses here than wins.
Exactly.
If he wins here, at least he's like, hey man, I'm 17-0. I fucking came in on short notice. I'm undefeated. Like, I deserve a title shot or at least a title eliminator. Like, you know, he has that at that point.
Exactly. Pico, if he loses here, it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe a top 6 guy is a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit too much too soon. For example, they did that with Pitbull, and then they gave him like a top 15 guy, and he won that one. Now he's right back. I mean, it's like nothing changed. For Pico, you can lose one. For Lerone Murphy, it's like you lose this one. I'm not sure if you can crawl yourself.
And plus that, if Pico loses, you could just book Pitbull and Pico.
There you go. That'd be fun as fuck. That was supposed to be the fight. That was supposed to be the Bellator title fight. You'd be the last one for that featherweight title. Never ended up happening. So there you go. How about this fight though, man? Jeff Neal versus Carlos Praes. Jeff Neal, ranked number 11, coming off a win over 7,000-year-old Rafael dos Anjos in October by injury. Part of that, he lost 2 in a row, but still one of the more entertaining guys at 170 pounds. Hands of steel, comes to swing and bang every single time. Carlos Praes, 31 years young, put together one of the most entertaining runs of the year last year. Now, granted, the winning streak's over. He stepped up on short notice, lost to Ian Machado Gary in our backyard of Kansas City.
Beautiful Kansas City.
Beautiful Kansas City. But look, man, he's still entertaining, has a lot of power, still in the top 15. The Nightmare, it's a fitting nickname. I mean,
He still has a lot to offer in this division.
Oh, absolutely. According to the current line, he's a minus 250 favorite. Fans are expecting him to come through. Jeff Neal coming back as a plus 200. What do you make of this?
I got Carlos Prates, man. I think he's going to kill it.
I'm in agreement with you. I think Carlos Prates.
I don't even think the Gary fight was that bad. There's a world where he wins that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really not that crazy. But I also think that yeah, man, I thought that was just not a good booking for him, honestly. In hindsight, it's one of those things where like you won so many in a row. And I understand this kind of thing has been like the short notice guy. But once you get breaking into that top 10, it's like, okay, maybe we should be more picky and choosy. Regardless, I think he'll win this fight. And I think we'll get the momentum back. But,
100%. We'll be right where he left off and hopefully just build up from there.
Yeah, and I like Jeff Neal, but this is a tough matchup. Tall, lanky guy, a lot of power. I mean, and for a guy that likes to trade, I'd be interested to see if Jeff Neal tries to flip the script on him a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe shoot for a take, get in close. You know what I mean? I'm very interested, man, because it's a tough one.
But that's hands of steel.
Hands of steel.
Jeff Neal.
Well, I'll say this. I think all 5 fights in the main card, the UFC in 2025 pay-per-view is about to be over. But if there's like a bang for your buck, I honestly think it might be this card, man, because like these fights are not crazy high-ranked guys, a lot of them. But goddamn, they're all gonna be fun. You know, the main event's gonna be crazy.
Is this the best value main event? Like
pay-per-view? I think so, man. I mean, in terms of all 5 of these fights could be insane, or maybe not insane, but just very, very fun. Because you got to move one down. Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla, 41 years young. Damn it, coming off the win over Robocop in February. Prior to that, he lost 2 in a row, and the UFC visibly trying to push out Jared Cannonier. I don't know why. They generally don't like whenever guys kind of getting up there in age, and he's a guy that's been around for a long time, presumably making some good money that he's fought for the belt. But he lost to he lost to Imavov, who's a younger guy. He lost to Caio Borralho, another younger guy. They were trying to feed him. And then he faced Robocop, another guy younger than him, but he beat him. And then after that fight, they really pushed him into this fight with Michael Page, MVP, now up at middleweight. Cannonier publicly said he did not want this fight, but he's taking it anyway.
I feel like maybe they didn't have a choice.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, but let's say for MVP, since joining the UFC, he's 2-1, only lost to Machado Gary in a fight where honestly he was dominating him on the feet, which is kind of crazy in hindsight. But look, coming off the win over Charles Bullet, now 185, man. He is, according to the BetMGM line, a minus 190 favorite. Cannonier coming back as a plus 155. What do you make of this fight, man?
I love it. I love it. I mean, and you can't even say it's not a. I mean, MVP's 38. He's 41. I mean, dude, as far as age, that's the closest thing he might get in this division. And then on top of that, MVP's getting another boost up into the rankings. He gets to progress as well. For Jared Cannonier, I feel it's like a standard round fight, like you said. The worrisome thing is, dude, he has been kind of caught in those last 3 fights. Like, he's showing moments of, like, he's been rattled. Like, maybe he's going to get out of there. And, I mean, dude, fucking MVP's a fucking killer, dude. We've seen what he does. We see what he can do. We can see the kind of damage he's been able to impose on people. I got to pick MVP in this one.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you.
And he's always going to be stylistically a nightmare for anybody.
That's what it comes down to. I think him at 185 is even more interesting than him at 170 because it looked like in that Charles Bullet fight he had more he had more pop. You know what I mean? And now that Charles Bullet's a big 185er, Cannonier is, so I think there's going to be a little bit of a difference there. But yeah, man, Cannonier hits hard, but I don't think MVP is going to be there to be hit. I mean, he's only like 3 or 4 years younger than him, but he's the younger guy here. He's historically been at 170, so he's going to be more light on his feet. And he's just a problem, man. And in any division, he's very hard to hit. He carries power in both hands, great kicks. He's going to keep you at range. For Cannonier, he's kind of been getting older. He's kind of struggling. He had to pull out some veteran tricks to get through Hubble-Cop, man. So the fact, yeah, I'm calling him Hubble-Cop. So yeah, we're going with the Brazilian pronunciation today. Okay. But yeah, I just think MVP is going to be a problem.